check this out. Glue's had time to cure up a little bit, and now it's time to decide how we're gonna actually put the box together. And what I've decided, check this out. Can y'all hear that? Oh, 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 ah, a, e, o, ooh. That's pretty funny. All right, so since we do have the Craig jig, what I think I'm gonna do, and that's what I was kind of doing a test fit here. Of course, the lid is back here, and it's not gonna be able to go on there. But what I decided I would do, here's the lid. I just got it holding the back. And the back can't actually go on either, but we can start assembling this front to the sides and the bottom. And so what I'm gonna do is mark out where we're gonna actually do the Craig jigs across here. And I'm just gonna roughly mark it, but I'm just gonna make some little X's here and there, across here, up here. And on the outside, if I see where we need to go sideways, still an option, but I want it to be inside and through the sides for extra stiffness. Then we're going to come back when we get everything tightened down, and I have plenty of sealer to go in between there. Plus, on top of that, you know, whenever we put these down, because these are inside cuts, we'll be sure and put wood glue just as an extra sealer there and be done with it. Not going to take a whole lot of that, because we are going to come through and go super heavy with some wide corners on the caulk or liquid nails. I like using liquid nails myself, and we'll go all the way around here. But this wind is about to blow this apart. I can already tell it. It's starting to shake. So before that happens, though, let me grab this pencil. Uh-oh, here comes the gale force winds. Before that happens, though, let me grab my good pencil and go ahead and mark out where we're going to actually do our Craig holes, which I'm going to say here, here, and here. And I am quite sure these X's are going to either be more or less, depending on how I feel about their positioning and strength and what have you. Alright, so we're going to go all along this side here with the Craig jig, and then here we'll do some down in here. And this is mainly just so I know where the holes need to go, because when you take it apart, sometimes you get confused and what have you. And that's what these X's are going to be all about. All right, just like around here on the back side. And what I'm going to start doing now, actually, since we have that, and start laying this in on itself. Just blow the box up just like that. That was all part of the plan. Or was it really? You'll never know. All right, so this side's going to go in here, and then this side. All right, and that'll go there, there, and there to the bottom. And then finally the lid will be the last part, which, let me put this back up so I can get an idea. The top part, if I Craig it this way, it can go into the lid that way. So yeah, we're going to go into the lid here. So all the way around the back on this one, all the way around. This one gets three sides. We're going to get a round over, big old round over to the port right there. But also too, putting it together like that gives you an idea of port size that we're working with here for these good U18s. And have no fear, everybody. All these rough edges and stuff like that, this is just the beginning. All right, this is just the beginning. We still got sanding to level these off. We're going to take the router and do some nice round overs and nice finishing touches to it as we assemble it, and turn it all which way in there, and keeping the screws back far enough to where the router won't be affected at all. It's going to be nice and sealed, as you already heard right there just putting it together. Oh man, that makes me want to get it together even faster, but alas, we cannot do that because, let's see, is this outside inside? Yeah, here we go. There's my sides. This is my front, double baffle front. Oh well, it's a double box actually. I could triple up on a couple of pieces, but I don't see the point, not just for two. And the reason why this is single, let me explain something how this is going to be. All right, so this is inside. I guess it don't matter. Top, back, outside, inside, whatever. All right, so what's going to happen here is that we have an 18 by 24 inch piece of plexi. All right, so roughly about, since this is 39, we can go ahead and get a measurement on that right quick. Hang on. Calculator. All right, bring that back down. That was my bank account right there. I should have. I'm just playing. All right, what do we have? 39 minus 24. It's going to leave us 15 divided by 2. 7.5 on each side. So what's going to end up happening is this the cut side? Well, really, I really think clean edge, top side. Oh yeah, wait, am I going to do a window? Yeah, that's right, I'm doing a window. I'm not actually going to the very, very top. Yeah, so what we're going to do is roughly mark this out, which is going to be 7.5, and then again spin around and 7.5. All right, and this is just to give you a rough idea. And then on this one, it's an 18 window, but I want to leave an inch, so we're going to go down to 19. I got to make sure though, with doing that from the bottom, yeah, see, that's going to be awesome. All right, from the bottom, we also need to take into account the chamber. All right, so this is 11. All right, so 18 from the top. Let me say something. 18, 17. All right, 18 inches is going to be right here. All right, and that's if we go all the way through. 18. Okay, and this is 7.5. There we go. And what's going to end up happening is we're going to have a actually, wait, hang on, I gotta have it this way too, my bad. Is that 18? Okay, that's 18. I gotta have it here. I want a straight line measurement here. All right, 7.5 and 7.5. There we go. Now let's mark it. Okay. Now this isn't the cutout because I got to subtract from this. This is just gonna give you an idea of what we're working with here. Because this is the inside. Well, I mean, whichever one, it doesn't matter. This can very well be the outside. And 18 inches, 18 inches right there and there. There we go. So I don't see them gnats, them little flippers. All right, so that's what we're working with. Now what's cool about this is, as long as I seal it properly, no matter how we do this, the subs are gonna have ample room to go in and mount. But once they're in there, that's it. That's it. Because this being inside right here, 39, they need 36 side by side, so that leaves us exactly an inch. Is that right? Yeah, an inch in between each sub, or we could go side by side on them, tight, and leave the outside room for the stiffness. So that's more than likely what we're going to do. But being that they are really tight, or we could leave the middle thick and go thin on the outside like we did with the other box, just go 20, which is more than likely what we're going to end up doing, is just going 20-20 center, 20-20 center, because it's all going to be on one baffle. All right, but I just wanted to give you a rough idea of the plexiglass window that we have. And I could drag it out here, peel the paper off of it or whatnot, but I'm not doing that because I still got to drill the holes in it, and I want to leave the paper on it for the time being. So there you go. All right. And when this is all said and done, it's going to be up like that. And when the box is in the car, the port's going to be right here, which is this the front? All right, this is the front. If I can stand it up. Okay, so the front's here. All right, the back is here. Let's see if I can give you an idea. Lid's gonna be here, because these are inside cuts. Sides are inside, front and back inside. So this is roughly, this is what the port area is gonna be, is right here. All right, now how much is that craft chest? You gotta let me know so I can calculate it, make sure you're doing it properly. I know somebody out there is saying that right now. So here we go. I'll give you a rough measurement of the port diameter, which is going to be 39 and then roughly 8. All right, so we got a 39 by 8 port area, because once again this is inside cuts, so this is where we're going to be right here. So we're going to have an 8-inch by 39 inches, and then if we go in with an actual tuner this way, if we put a tune port that way, the lip or what have you, this will be the part I need to figure out how long it needs to be, you know. So there you go. And also too, something I need to consider is, depending on if I mount the subs traditional with the cones up, I need to be at 11 inches. And well, I need to be at 11 inches regardless because of the volume in here. I'm trying to keep it as close to 2.69 to 2.75 as I can, ideally. But this is what we're working with as far as the height. So the subs need 10, might as well say 10 and 3/4, might as well say, of mountain depth. And being that this, where did I mark? Did I mark 11 here? Was this the 11? Oh yeah, I did, right here. So this is the 11 mark. So we need, let's just go to 11. Let's just call it 11 for the mountain. The motors, if I do it inverted, are going to end up right here. All right, and yes, it's going to take away from port chamber. If I decide to traditional mount them, all right, we're going to lose 0.26 volume on the bottom, which is roughly going to be 2.35 if I calculated it correctly, maybe a little less. All right, if I up fire them, all right, I think it's like 2.3, 2.35 I don't know, give or take a point. Who gives a shit when you get that small? Sealed chamber requirements, or recommended I should say, is 3 per 18. But I've noticed that going off of recommended sometimes doesn't always give you the best results as far as real world. And I've noticed a lot of people go smaller chambers. Like, who was that? The dude Next Level Gaming, his 315s are basically getting 1.5 cubes per sub, which to me was like, what? That's just mind-blowing. So don't let this measurement dictate that it's not enough, too much, whatever, airspace. Okay, once we get it in there, we should still be good to go. The goal is to get the tuning at 45 less, but if that happens, I don't think it will, but we'll see. All right, it's all going to depend on sound chamber and everything, you know, getting it all together. You get the picture? All right, so there we go. And I'm thinking this 11 mark is where I'm going to stay, because I'm really kind of leaning towards inverting them and having the motors up, because when they are here, you'll be able to see the motors through the plexiglass and through the port, which I think is pretty cool. And then all the cone area will be basically right here. All right, be like right about there, about halfway of the window in the back, and then the motor is going to be the little part. I should have actually taken one of the 18s, or taken the 18 that was in the box in here out, or one of them out. But there you go. That's enough rambling for now. I'm just really in my mind kind of theory crafting this whole thing now that we have all the pieces and parts going on, and giving this time to dry. So now I guess moving on to the next part is going to be going to get that Craig jig and getting it going right. Stay tuned for more. It's a Craft to the Mind. Go out there and have some fun. Woo!